right, doctors. This is Dr. Aaron Gum, founder of Blueprint to Practice Automation, yourautomatedpractice.com. And if you want to find more training, you can go to www.theautomationdoc.com. Go through our online training. It's very comprehensive. You'll understand all of our programs. But today I want to talk to you about some concepts. I want to talk to you about our virtual patient management system. I want to talk to you about our virtual or our metabolic niches that can be serviced virtually. I want to talk to you about how you can manage your brick and mortar patients, adding metabolic components to your programs and not have to do a lot of the legwork that you're used to doing for a metabolic component. Most doctors, we have at this time, we have over 350 clients across the country. I've talked to thousands of doctors. I hear a lot of different models. I can really pinpoint, there's a very common denominator of why doctors aren't adding metabolic components to patients' care, because it takes too much time, it takes too much energy, it takes too much staff, and they just don't want to deal with it. So I've taken all those frustrations and put them into an automated package that does all the work for you. It's phenomenal. A lot of our clients are just being able to add metabolic components to their chiropractic programs, to their knee programs, decompression, stem cell, plantar fasciitis. It doesn't matter what type of patient comes through your door. There's a metabolic component to every patient. If you look at statistics, I think they said like 80% of people have some type of slight autoimmune. 86% of people are Googling how to lose weight, how to seal their gut, how to live longer, how to eat healthy. Keto is a huge word, obviously. It's a big buzzword. Patients are already looking that up as well and going to trying to find it somewhere else. So statistics is on your side. I can teach you how to have a better conversation with your new patients and use virtual patient management system to scale that portion of the patient program and be able to push it all outside the clinic where you're able to manage it virtually online. You can educate the patient online. You can communicate with the patient online. You can actually track them online. You can keep them accountable online where they can log their food, their water intake, their activity. I call all of this combining niches through practice automation. I know in some of my other videos I talk about that, but I wanted to give you a visual on this video, not me. There's a lot of videos out there of me just sitting in my studio talking to the camera. I want to give you a visual and kind of tie it all together for you. So we have 3 programs, and they're very, very effective clinically. We have our own formulators that write our protocols for us. We pay them a lot of money, and they are very good at what they do. Even though, I've done functional medicine for years, and a couple of our other coaches have too, but we hire the best of the best to create our protocols. So they're really cool. So we have our weight loss program, okay? In our weight loss program, we have obviously meal replacement. We have New Zealand cold pressed whey protein. We have a vegan protein. When we have a bone broth protein, so we have a little of everything. So we have different kits you can choose from. We have what's called our Metabolic H3. We're addressing all 3 hunger hormones in this component. It's phenomenal. And then we have a vitamin D magnesium product that helps with, obviously, vitamin D. We all know the benefits of that. Magnesium helps with people's sleep. Sleep's huge with weight loss. It helps a lot of different things. Magnesium is like the golden child of supplements if you look up all the benefits of it. We have a few drops. One addresses candida, which is huge. One addresses supporting the thyroid through natural food-based. These are all these supplements are all natural food-based supplements, all proper certified. We have one of our practitioners that runs or oversees this portion of our program because he's brilliant at it. One, he loves it. For 2, he works with all of our formulators, and he makes sure that there's the perfect stamp of approval on all of our products, which is really cool. And we have an MCT product, which obviously is healthy fat in the greens, and we teach our patients how to measure their foods properly. How to weigh their meat properly. Pop out colored spoons that are designed to match up with the patient handbook, where they can actually weigh their portions properly, weigh their carbs and their protein and their starches properly, so they can actually learn healthy lifestyles and proper portion control, because there's a lot of fad diets out there, 500 calorie HCG diets that aren't sustainable. We teach them normal lifestyle changes, which is crucial. So yeah, we have a clinical protocol, but throughout the entire online process, the interaction process with the patient handbook, we're teaching them how to make proper choices, which is sustainable weight loss long term. So that's our weight loss program in a nutshell. I know I didn't go into a lot of detail, but I just want to give you a good idea of what it is. And then we have our Trust Your Gut program, which is our functional medicine program. We had our formulators write this protocol for us. It's 3 phases, which is really cool. So from left to right, we have phase 1, which we're sealing the gut and putting inflammation out. It's huge. That's really important. The little apparatus right there that you see in there is a pulse ox. We teach a patient how to use that pulse ox, reintroducing food back into their lifestyle in the beginning of phase 2. Phase 2, we're actually, once we seal the gut and put the inflammation out, now we have to get rid of the impurities in the bloodstream now that the gut's sealed. A lot of people, this is where they make the mistake clinically. They try to put their patients through detox programs, and they have leaky gut, which floods the body with toxins, and that's why patients get sick and they can't go through it, or they get frustrated. They feel like crud. Because they had leaky gut, and now you're flooding the body full of toxins because of the leaky gut. So you got to seal the gut first. It's super important. It's the main concept around functional medicine. And then we detoxify the blood with impurities. And then in phase 3, we're actually building the gut back up. Okay, so I always like using a burning house as an example. So the house catches on fire. And then, what's the first thing you do? You don't go in there and start taking things out. You seal it up. You make sure it's safe. You make sure the fire's out. There's no extra flames, which is inflammation. And then phase 2, that's when you start clearing the debris, okay? The leftover debris that's in the body. So same thing with the house. You go in there, you clear the debris, you clean it all out, you keep what's left, and then you got to rebuild it back up. Just like the house, you got to rebuild. You got to go into the rebuilding phase of the house. You got to go in the rebuilding phase of the gut. So it's a really cool protocol. It requires 0 labs, which is awesome. I did functional medicine for a long time and did all these labs. And my protocol seems to stay the same for patients. 95% of patients are going to need the exact same thing. If it's leaky gut, if it's hormonal imbalances, if it's thyroid, if it's celiac, autoimmune, IBS, whatever it may be, they need the same protocol because the root cause is coming from the same thing. Okay, so the 5%ers outside the 95% may need a couple labs, or those 5% we're not focusing on. We're focusing on the 95%. So if you're doing functional medicine, you can do all your labs and make it more tailored towards the individual. But out of that 5%, you're going to find that probably 3 or 4 of that 5% aren't going to respond to anything. Okay, I think we can all agree with that. And this is the trend that I saw. And when I sat down with our formulators and said, "Here's what I see, and here's what I've learned from all the seminars I've been to and the experts I've learned from," there's always a 5% that just aren't going to respond because the body just is not responding, or they're in a position that they're just not responsive. They have to start with some more elementary steps than a full-blown program. So that being said, we wrote a cool onboarding process that you can slip inside your new patient process, and it's a survey. It gives you a score. Okay, so it's going to identify if that patient's a good candidate for our Trust Your Gut program or our weight loss program. Okay, so it's going to tell you that, okay, they need, their score is way high, so they need our Trust Your Gut program, but they came in for weight loss. The cool thing is if you look at this picture, you're going to see that the pop-out colored spoons and the weigh scale, you can take those and overlay the Trust Your Gut program and make this a weight loss program as well with our portion control concepts, okay, which is really cool. Now you have a functional medicine program that operates as a weight loss. It's a dual program, so you can make it both, or you can have it as standalone. If someone doesn't need to lose weight, they're skinny as can be, but they're really high on that Trust Your Gut survey, and then showing that they have leaky gut and internal inflammation, and we got to deal with that, then you just put them on the Trust Your Gut program. It's a really cool process. It's really easy. It gives you a score, and it gives you a key indicator of why you need to add it on to another program. So chiropractic or decompression or weight loss or knee pain or neuropathy or plantar fasciitis, whatever it is. Every type of patient walks through the door should be going through this process every single time, because everyone has a metabolic component that requires them to heal properly. So let me give you an example. If they're overweight, if they're 30 pounds overweight, that's 120 extra pounds in the weight-bearing joints. It's straight from the Mayo Clinic. There's a lot of studies out there that support this, which is a microtrauma to the spine and joints that causes subluxation. And if we have something causing subluxation, we're trying to correct subluxation at the same time, and their adjustments aren't holding, or they're just going to have more problems later, that's a problem. We got to address the metabolic component causing the problem. It's one of the accelerating factors in the degenerative process. If it's knees, if it's hip, it's low back, if it's spine, whatever it may be. 30 pounds overweight is 30 pounds overweight. It's a problem, and we have to fix it. Okay, so same thing with leaky gut. If they have leaky gut, they have internal inflammation. They have an internal sympathetic response, causing subluxation, causing the body not to heal properly, causing the inflammation markers to go up, causing cortisol to shoot up. So the stress response is in full force, and we're trying to heal this person with chiropractic or knee pain or whatever it may be. Well, if we have all these things internally happening, that their body isn't going to heal properly. So again, another situation that we got to address metabolically to get that patient healed properly. Now, again, I know this. All you doctors, most of you don't do this because you don't have the systems, the time, the energy to do it. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this with minimal time with our virtual patient management system. Okay, so then we have our keto. Keto is really a preference. We can't put everyone on keto, though. We got adrenal issues out there. A lot of people overstressed, overworked, stressed out, go all the time, and we have to really make sure that their adrenals aren't fatigued. So we have a process for that, just to make sure they're a good candidate for keto before we put them on keto. So the fun begins is, how do we manage these niches? Okay, how do we manage these niches to make sure that we're not spending a lot of time, energy, and staff time and in the office? So here's the beauty of our systems. If you look at the top picture, we have, and it's kind of hard to see because I had to fit everything on this image. On the left, we have a couple saying, "Let's ask the doctor," and we have on the right a doctor on the beach with his laptop saying, "Yes, you can do that." I know that's, sometimes that's not feasible. You're not on the beach, but sometimes I've been on the beach and answered questions with this system, and it's possible. So I want to give you the best case scenario. I'm always a best case scenario guy. So with this, when a patient so let's say we added weight loss to a chiropractic program. Very easy, okay? We teach you exactly how to connect the dots with weight loss and their condition, and trust your gut with their condition. And keto is just a preference if you want to use that for weight loss instead of just regular weight loss. So we have all the training for that on teaching you how to connect the dots for patients to be able to add it on really easily. Okay, we have all automated seminar videos and ROF videos for these niches as well if you're selling it standalone. But the patients don't need to really go through our automated seminar or ROF videos, because it's really easy to connect the dots properly and add it to the program of care right then and there. So when you add a program like weight loss, you can enroll them into the online education that we have built out for you for that niche. And with that, it's going to educate them along the way every single day. So it's going to show them a recipe of the day, a wellness tip of the day, a product knowledge tip of the day. They'll have seminars online to attend. Throughout that process, they're going to be able to log all their food, their water intake, their activity from their phone or from their laptop. They can have an app, or they can do it from their laptop. They can even do a barcode and take a picture of a food with the barcode, and it's going to upload the food and the ingredients immediately. And they're going to be able to journal, and they're going to be able to send you virtual questions. So that's where that picture comes from. So if they have a question about the program and say, "Hey," And this can all go to staff. It doesn't have to go to the doctor. I suggest it going to staff with our clients. Um, the cool thing is they can send a virtual question. It's all HIPAA compliant, so you don't have to worry about that. And the question will pop up in the inbox of the staff member, and the staff member will click on it and go to the account and see what the question is, and she or he can reply to the question and say, no, if you look on page 4, pizza is not on your food list. So I always give that joke, but pizza is not on your food list, Mary. Look on page 5. These are all the foods you can choose from, and then you can look up the recipes online as well to see if there's any recipes that you like. So on the doctor's end, you can pull up any patient, and you see that little bar graph. It tells you exactly what they're eating and how compliant they are. You can pull up Mary's bar graph and say, man, Mary, I see that you ate a cheeseburger, fries, and a milkshake, and you ate 5,000 calories yesterday. That's a problem. You can send her a quick message and say, hey, you may want to look at again your foods that you should be eating. Or maybe it's the opposite. You see Mary's doing really well, and she eats salmon and a salad and some quinoa for lunch. You can actually message her real quick and say, hey, great job on your food choice today. So you can have it interactive. And another cool thing is when you log into your account, just general login, you can actually see all the activity of all your patients. It's kind of like Facebook. If you get on your Facebook feed, you see all the activity of your friends and colleagues. Well, the cool thing is you can see all the activities. You can actually click on it and then respond to it. So if you see Mary that she did 10,000 steps that day, you can actually say, click, great job today, Mary. I only did 6,000. You beat me. So it's really interactive, our virtual patient management system. So you can push all these metabolic components outside the clinic that doesn't require in-clinic attention. So it doesn't take up your time, doesn't take up your energy, doesn't take up your staff's time. You have systems online working for you 24/7. It's the cheapest employee you'll ever have. So our software is it's badass. So I really just want to get you some visuals. All of our metabolic components can be added on. Let's recap here. All of our metabolic components can be added on to any program. Okay, you can push that metabolic program outside the clinic. Have our software manage it for you and keep them accountable and track them. If you ever want to go in and interact with a patient anytime, you can actually send an individual message to a patient. You can pick all your weight loss patients or all your trust your gut or all your keto and send a message to the whole group. You could even send a video out if you want to do that, if you want to get really fancy. But the cool thing, the most important thing to understand about this is that you can add metabolic components very, very easily and create a premium program that you can offer your patients. And so instead of when Mary comes in for chiropractic with low back pain and knee pain, instead of pushing that metabolic to the wayside, say, Mary, my best recommendation, I evaluated you structurally, neurologically, because that's what we do as chiropractors, and metabolically. My best recommendation is to address all 3 components, and here's why. Here's my concerns, and I'm going to let you pick which one you want to do. You want to do our premium program or just address your pain with chiropractic and rehab? Now, working with hundreds of doctors across the country and me doing this myself, you're going to find out of 10 people in that situation, 4 or 5 of them are going to say yes to your premium program. If you get good at it, 6 or 7 of them are going to say yes to your premium program because you're going to talk in more conviction over time as you see patients actually getting way better results by addressing the metabolic component, being able to address that. And naturally, let's run some numbers. Let's say you're getting 30 new patients a month. Let's say 10 of them say yes to the premium program. That's an extra almost 15 grand in collections just by having a different conversation with the patient in their new patient process. $15,000 is a lot of money over a year's time. I mean, that pays for your employees, your overhead, your marketing, a vacation here or there. It's a lot of money. Do that over 10 years. It's like, probably 8 years of retirement. So you got to think about this in a small way, but then think as a global global approach to increasing your collections, getting to retirement faster, accumulating cash faster, being able to turn over money faster and for new things in your clinic. Because just by doing this alone, this component alone, a lot of our clients start with this, and they're generating an extra 15 to 20 grand a month, and then it pays for our monthly fee. It pays for any new marketing for like niches like neuropathy or knee pain or plantar fasciitis, whatever, decompression, marketing for that. And they're still profiting a ton of money because marketing for those things, you can start off with like $1,500, $2,000. So this is an easy way to add revenue, because I know for a fact, maybe some of you are already doing this. You're already doing a metabolic component, but it's taking a lot of your time and energy in your clinic. You're already doing functional medicine, which we get a ton of functional medicine people coming over, and they're like, man, I like your way better. And usually what I say for them is I say, well, keep the way you're doing things and use our Trust Your Gut and keto and weight loss programs as backup plans. And then what they do find out, they find out that our protocols get better results than what they're doing. And because they've been tested and analyzed so many times, they're getting better results, and they end up using our protocol anyway. But that's beside the fact. So that's really cool. So another thing before I end this video, again, you can go to www.theautomationdoc.com and find out our whole training. But the cool thing is with our weight loss and our, so we have, you can be able to sell weight loss kits. So if someone needs to lose 90 pounds, our base kit's for 30 days. And then you can actually add additional rounds and charge them, you know, for losing the full 90 days. And we have an auto ship program where basically you're getting commitment for that patient long term. You're collecting the money, and then in our ordering process, you can actually set it up as auto ship. So every 30 days, that patient will get an auto ship of a product to extend on to their program that they've already paid for. So you don't have to hold a bunch of that stock in your office. And also your patient's not walking out the door with a bunch of supplements, which is intimidating sometimes. So same thing with keto. Additional rounds can be shipped out as well. And then Trust Your Gut, we have a wellness program. That's a wellness program after they're done with the first 90 days. We can actually do a wellness program auto shipped as well, so which is really cool. So again, I wanted to go over this concept, get it out there for you. And I hope that gives you a visual and some opportunity that you see like, man, I could probably make things